to another one of our videos. In this one, we'll go over a narrative which can take us from a threat report or security advisory to a working detection rule in Splunk. Now we'll talk more about it as it runs. To trigger it, we just need to go into the assistant and apply this narrative. Once it's applied, we just send it over, and the instructions will basically take over and interact with us to get the detection rule we're looking for. The first thing is it's going to ask us for the actual threat report, and I have here a threat report for log4j. I'll just copy paste it here and let it work on this one. It will first extract the key points, see what it can use in this process, and then it's going to perform some environment discovery, see what indices are available in Splunk, how the data looks, what are the values of the fields that we have in our environment, and so on. It correctly selected F5WAF as the index for this particular attack. Now it wants to do a field summary to see some values and the actual field names. And then it's going to map the indicators in the report to the fields and naming scheme in our Splunk instance. I think it did a syntax mistake here, it auto-corrected. We'll run this again. Now, as you can see, we have the option to manually confirm each action, run the tool manually. We also have the option to let it run itself without requesting our confirmation. Next, it's looking for the current time in Splunk to get an idea of when to create some synthetic events that showcase that specific attack. And then we have the event generation plan, which we need to take a look over. These are indeed the fields that we use, and it does look realistic enough. So I like this one. I'll tell it to go ahead with some more. And once we have the events, the assistant will essentially put them into Splunk and then try to come up with a detection rule that would match on those exact events. So it wants to create 5 of them to cover all the patterns in the report. We have the first one. It's using make result and collect in this particular index F5WAF to create those synthetic events. Traditionally, you probably would have to ask your pentester to emulate the attack to get these logs, but the advantage with this is that a single person could do the whole thing end to end. Okay, we covered the second event where the attempt is present in the header. Okay, and now on to the third one. In the referrer header. And at the end, we'll get a nice HTML report with all the actions performed, the patterns covered, the actual detection rule, and everything, so we can review it nicely. It also wants to add a callback event, but this is not really required, so I'll just deny this action. Not required. Let's go ahead with the correlation search. Okay, and let's see what correlation search it comes up with. Okay. And it seems we do have some matches. Perfect. It now wants to improve it to add some additional metadata and some attribution information. Okay, we have also the mitre stuff. Let's run it and see if it also matches. And yes, it does. Perfect. Okay, I'll stop it here because it wants to do the third version and I think this one is quite enough. Let's actually move on to the report. And the report is finished. Let's check it out. Okay, so we do have a short executive summary, risk score, CVSS, MITRE, the attack vectors, so the fields where we can find the payloads, data source, sample test event that was used, the correlation search that was developed, what it matches and what it searches for, the detection result from the testing, and of course some recommendations based on that advisory. And there you have it. This could take even a couple of days if you were to do each step manually and present everything nicely at the end. And this is yet one more thing that you could get done through the assistant narratives and the MCP tools we make available. See you next time.